and welcome to the show at Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today, the trusted choice for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday, and previewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, New Japan, and everything in between every Saturday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I'm, of course, your host, James J., alongside Kaliko Yachts.
You smell that? Smells like WrestleMania season's in the air,
That
and it's smelling good.
that we could definitely agree on. What also smelling good is what Wrestling Wit is cooking up. Last week on the show we had SOS on Monday, Chico Adams on Tuesday, and Jack Veneno Jr. on Wednesday. Three incredible interviews from three unique individuals. Cannot say enough good things about either individuals. Definitely go into our archives and check out those interviews. That brings us to this upcoming Tuesday and Wednesday. We have DTV, a Black and Brave alumni, trained under Maverick Brave, Seth Rollins, currently working on the West Coast as we speak. We talk about his list for 2025. Wrestling with having the distinct honor of crossing one of those off. Um, we talk about his time in a six-sided ring, wrestling Anakin Murphy, friend of the show, and an unplanned tag team title run. So a lot to unpack in that interview for sure. And then on this upcoming Wednesday, we have Morgan Morrissey, one half of the Missing Pro Tag Team Champions. We talk about that. Winning a singles championship as well. Matches against Angela Armstrong, Leva Bates, Abaddon, her issues with Hilda. Um, Climbing up a treacherous hill to take her pictures with some mannequins, and a hell of a lot more. Definitely want to check that one out as well. But don't take my word for it. Here's some clips now. Circle.
The best way I could describe the ring that you're talking about, the D6 ring, is not a full six-sided, even six-sided ring.
It's the
I would
five-sided, isn't it?
No, it's more of like a crystal side, like a crystal. I would say it looked like a crystal shape. So you have two flat sides that are parallel with each other, and then the diagonal part, they do not line up. You are going in the weirdest triangle from one side to another, but it's not, there's only one straight way, the other four are not. The benefits of that ring in particular was it was stationed in that building. It was never going to be torn down, so we didn't have to tear it down. Um, but I mean, that ring, people say six-sided ring, stiff, this and that. I think my body was conditioned enough for it to where it didn't hurt all that bad. It was rewarding. I loved it. I was like, oh, must be what TNA feels like. Will I ever do a six-sided ring again? I would love to. D6. I miss you guys.
Hell yeah. Definitely if you're listening, book the man. And then on February 11th, we have Ruslan. On the 12th, we have Victor Tuki. On the 18th, we have Infamous Latamel. And on the 19th, Alice Inc. Right. Now that we're done putting ourselves over, it's a great day for wrestling because we are wrestling with the news. And it was reported or announced a couple days ago that Triple H will be the headliner for the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2025. I mean, technically already in the Hall of Fame as the Generation X, but I feel like he needed his own induction anyway. Um, it makes sense. It's been like 3 years since he's retired. So now would definitely be that time. No, Kaliko?
I mean, you might as well ride on his popularity level now. I mean, why not? Like, but yeah, with that being said, yeah, it's been that time. Ever since he had the whole heart thing, I mean, ever since he had the heart thing and he was saying like he was done, it was only a matter of time. And right now is the right time. And it makes sense because it delays Cena to be the headline next year. And that's the biggest key because they're kind of running thin on the headliners, if I must say so myself. You can
Oh,
only headline so many people because after this, after Triple H, you got Cena. Um, and then after Cena, everyone's gonna guess Rock, but even Rock might not get it. So you're thinking maybe Orton. See, it's so many people.
I mean, but
Brock,
Batista hasn't got in yet. I mean, they announced him a couple years ago, but he never accepted. He never had his speech.
really?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Triple H, but Triple H is a guy that can mend fences. Either way, since San Martino came back, so I mean, his track record speak can get it done if you look at it that way. But but yeah, he's well deserving, very well deserving.
Yeah. You know,
Even though we spent most of the 2000s shitting on him because he was shitting on everybody else. Ooh, he was holding some superstars back, boy. Ooh.
yeah, but I mean, I think he will more than well makes up for that nowadays. More or less created NXT, creating the new superstars of tomorrow. Everything he's doing in WWE now. I could have made the argument he could have headlined Los Angeles a couple years back, but um, it's been a weird maybe 3 years for WWE in general with him just
Rey
transitioning.
Mysterio headlined LA, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it made sense for him because it's LA, it's Cali, it's his state.
I mean, what I mean by that is Triple H retired, announced his retirement, like right before 38. So he couldn't. I mean, he couldn't necessarily headline that year. I mean, it would have made sense him going in the next year, but transitioning from Vince McMahon to him to going back to WWE to them selling the WWE, it was just a crazy time these last 2 years. So now that things calm down, I think yeah, it makes sense for him to go in, now.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
mhm.
yeah, but eventually you're gonna have to get eventually we gotta. I mean, the let me see, who was the headliner last year?
Paul Heyman was
Paul Heyman. Yes, so it was Philly, Paul Heyman, LA
Mysterio.
is Mysterio. So yeah, it made sense. In Vegas, he gets his own thing because it's the first one in Vegas. He can kind of, he's probably the reason they even went to Vegas.
Um,
So
I'm thinking it was more The Rock, but that's another completely different story.
it is, but he gets it, and The Rock ain't gonna want to get in yet.
I feel like The Rock is due. I mean,
The
nobody.
Rock is due, but it's. I mean, he could if he wanted to do it this year, he could have did it this year.
Yeah. I mean, he could have, like, I mean, in the last 10 years, he could have went in. I mean, nobody expects The Rock to have, a full WWE run again. I mean, he can go in at any time, whenever he wants.
But it also keeps it dangling because of the simple fact that you got that one in your back pocket. And next year he could be the headliner, but Cena could be the headliner. So you know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things like you don't want to throw everybody into that, you know what I mean? Into that one class.
Right.
So Rock's probably letting everybody else eat and then he'll get his eat. Because really, what does it benefit him to even join it?
I mean, to be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, it's literally the last
I'm,
accolade that he, hasn't achieved.
I mean, yeah, I get it. I just think he's holding off on it
Mm, I don't know why, but obviously he has his
because
reasons.
I think he would be the one big last headliner though. Because I'm thinking when you're thinking 5, 10 years down the road, Cena, Rock, Orton, um,
Lesnar at some point.
maybe that's a maybe. Um, yeah, Lesnar, they already did Heyman.
Shane
Um,
McMahon.
oh no, he's not a headliner. Because if he was a headliner, then Stephanie's a headliner.
I mean,
Um,
I wouldn't put it past them to put Stephanie as a headliner.
um, I'm trying to think who else would be a headline because you're thinking now you're going from because this is starting like because Triple H and Rock are like the last pillars of that Attitude Era that's going to get in as a headliner, if that makes sense.
No, I get
So
what you mean.
now, so
Kane's
now
already
you're
in,
getting
so
into, huh?
Kane's already in, so can't put
Yeah,
him.
he's already in as a headliner. So that's so those are the last two pillars of those attitude areas. So now you're starting to get into the ruthless aggression era, and you thinking Cena, Orton, Edge is already in, Christian's already in. Is he? Is
No,
Christian?
Christian is not
No,
in.
Christian's not in it. Christian's not in.
I
No,
highly
never mind.
doubt they're gonna put
Uh,
Benoit in.
heavily doubt it. Eddie's already in.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Charlie
fuck.
Haas, Shelton Benjamin.
But not headliners.
Yeah.
Uh, CM Punk maybe. Um, shit. Who
I
else?
mean, Punk is still relatively active, so I wouldn't
But
necessarily.
that's my point. No, that's what I said. Like 10 years down the line.
Yeah.
I'm thinking 10 years down the line. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's hard to think of people that are going to headline that bitch. And that's not even on top of the controversial one, which would be Vince McMahon himself.
I mean, at some point they're gonna put him in, so I think we all know that.
Maybe.
I can't. I mean, he literally made the company. They can't erase him from the history of it.
I'm not going to say they're going to erase him from the history, but I don't see them putting him as a headliner based on the last 5 years.
True. I suppose we shall see. Um, Back in the news, for the first time in quite some time, is Stephenie McMahon. She is making a new series produced by ESPN called Stephanie's Place, where she travels to different places in and interviews pro wrestlers. That's what I heard it was going to be. Um, I feel like this is slightly out of character for Stephenie McMahon, but if this is something she wants to do, then good on her, right?
I mean, yeah, it's just a different avenue. But no one really knows Stephanie beyond the character, so that's where where it goes. So it'll be interesting to see how they portray her post WWE. I mean, I met her before; she's a sweetheart, but are they going to show that side of her?
It is interesting because while WWE is obviously, involved, this isn't a WWE produced show. It's ESPN. So it is kind of her doing her own thing. And I would believe that this is her first non WWE venture that she's been in, possibly ever. I mean, obviously it revolves around pro wrestling, but it's not WWE content. You know what I mean? Oh, I think we lost Kaliko?
Nah, you ain't losing me. You ain't losing me. I mean, yeah, but we'll see. It's what network it's on. I know they did they showed the episode with Roman Reigns and everybody, his whole family on the yacht. So it'll be a tad bit interesting. I mean, I'll watch one episode to see what it do, and then we'll go from there.
I agree with that. At first, when I heard, she was traveling the world, I was low key thinking that this was going to be like what's the name of that, so the Anthony Bourdain's, travel, off the beaten path destination show. Stephanie,
Wasn't that called like Parts Unknown?
Parts Unknown, yes. Uh,
Maybe it is like that. Maybe she's going. Who knows? Going to different places that she likes that brings out her personality.
Find herself, find some weird,
Find it.
finding
Well, I
some
don't know
weird
about
food.
finding herself. She's a mom at this point. Ain't no finding yourself after you become a mother.
Well, it's definitely going to be interesting to see, post WWE Stephanie McMahon. It seems like she's kind of, low key, she's living her best life, and you can't be mad at that, no?
Dude, she let that hustle and bustle and was like, fuck it, I'm out. Eh, You can't blame her. Can't blame her.
Well,
So
he's our
leave it
next.
leave it to Paul. Leave it to Paul to do it.
Paul, you go do
Show
it. Definitely not feeling like he's living his best life is a one Corey Graves. We reported last week that, some issues and problems with WWE, not feeling like he is deserving, of the position, getting, so to speak, demoted back to NXT. One might say it's a promotion because you get to work at Shawn Michaels Bakery, but that's, he's not feeling that way. Um, Kind of thought that everything was squashed. Then Booker T did. I think he was on his podcast, where he spoke about it, and Bucko basically said that he's not cool with Corey Graves, saying that he's not cool with what he did, but he hasn't talked to him about it, and that he doesn't talk to Corey Graves, generally speaking. Um, that kind of tells you where everything is with Corey Graves right now. That the people that he's literally working besides don't necessarily want to talk to him. No?
I mean, Booker. I mean, but they always had real life beef. So you know
Booker
what I'm
and
saying?
Graves?
It looked like Booker and Corey.
Yeah, I didn't hear that they had any heat between the two of them.
I mean, you remember that photo of Booker T jacking Corey Graves up on the wall?
I don't remember that.
Like, what? That was the running angle. I mean, when you get your chance, look it up.
Okay.
Uh, but I mean, it makes sense because they're just kind of like, um, I see Corey's side of it. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. I see his side, and it's just, it's a shame because that guy is really, really talented, and he could have been. I mean, his wrestling career got cut short, and he made the most out of it. And then you see these new wave of people just taking over what he's naturally good at because they are bigger names than him. I don't know. I mean, I put it this way: is Pat McAfee better than Corey Graves?
Yes.
Really?
Mhm.
Is Wade Barrett better than Corey Graves?
Yes.
Really?
Mhm.
You think? Wow. Well, I mean, I guess you shocked me on that one. Um, damn. I thought Corey Graves was at least number two. I mean, number two in name, number one in talent.
I mean, Pat McAfee, his his enthusiasm just makes you excited to watch the show because he's so excited to watch the show. And I mean, Michael Cole looked like, he was just clocking in and clocking out every from week to week. And Pat McAfee literally bred life back into Michael Cole and made Michael Cole enjoyable to listen to again. And that was saying a lot because Michael Cole was, and I don't want to be mean to the Michael Cole at this point, but he was literally a miserable prick on commentary for the longest of times. But now him and Pat, they're a good combination. Um, Pat, he has his gimmicks, and it's fun to listen to Pat McAfee talk on commentary. On when it comes to Wade Barrett, I mean it's hard not to know who's talking, and you actually hear what he's saying because he has such a distinctive voice. I always felt like Corey Graves' voice had just faded into the background rather than, you know, beamed color and personality, if I'm being honest.
I mean, I just like the technicality in which Corey Graves spoke, and the fact that he was able to get his quips off really quick.
I get that. But I mean, we're talking like master commentators. Then bring back uh, Ronaldo.
Ronaldo or Ronaldo?
Ronaldo. Why do I think it's Saul? It's not so. Mauro Ronaldo. Is that right?
Mauro, no, it's Mauro Ronaldo. Ronaldo. I would, man, but to me, Mauro's number one. I would pay top dollar to hear him just say his praises on a CD. But
And him with Nigel
I,
McGuinness
I
was
I
peak.
tweeted I tweeted that to him too at one point. I said I would pay top dollar just to hear Morrow's hip hop references on a loop because he just had it.
And him with,
Like a Morrow McAfee would be cool.
oh my god, would anybody else get, would there be a possibility of anybody seeing a word in edgewise, considering they talk about so much?
Nah, because I think Morrow would be able to feed off of him.
It wouldn't surprise me. But I mean, Ronaldo with Nigel McGuinness was just peak NXT, if I'm being honest.
It was. It was really good.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll give Corey Graves one thing. He is a better commentator than Booker T. Half the time I cannot understand what Booker T is saying, so kudos
Because
to
Booker
at
T
least
talking
that.
about shug it, dug it, whack, whack. Oh,
Yeah,
oh, oh.
I mean, a lot of the noises that been coming out of Booker T as of late, it kind of seems like NXT should be rated MA.
Sounds like he's a kid in a bakery shop.
Yeah, very much so.
He's, don't. He's only the kid in the bakery shop.
But I feel like if Booker T seems like, low key, he's not a hard guy to get along with. And if you're pissing him off, then you probably have a problem, right? At least with Corey Graves.
Hmm.
Is this.
I mean,
Yeah.
no, go ahead.
What I was going to ask is this kind of the beginning of the end for Corey Graves? It's one thing to, voice your opinion, but it's also another thing to have a bad attitude attached to that opinion. You know what I mean?
I mean, but you can't have that. In his case, in this situation, he believes that he can't have the opinion without the attitude. Because, I mean, to me, he's top five, easily top five. You know what I'm saying? Top five.
All
I
time or
personally would
currently?
say, huh?
All time or currently?
Currently,
Okay.
currently, he's like right now in the spectrum of the color commentator market. I mean, people are gonna love Pat. So, me personally, I'd say Pat one, Corey Graves two, McGinnis three, Barrett four, and then the rest you can just fill in from you can just leave a blank spot for five.
All right.
So I mean, and if he gets let go, he would be the top commentator at a TNA. He would be the top commentator, maybe even at a New Japan or even at a trying to think. AEW might be a little bit tougher because of that three-man booth,
Yeah.
but yeah, he would easily be sought after.
That I'm not so sure about because, and it's not that, people wouldn't want him. It's a matter of where he would want to go. Right now, I kind of feel like TNA, they have a really solid commentating booth. And with, what they have currently, with WWE, you don't want to necessarily hire somebody that left WWE on bad terms. I could be wrong about that, but that's for TNA to decide.
Man, that's half of TNA and AEW's rosters.
I mean, that was before they signed a contract to team with WWE, so there's a difference between being let go and being fired for, you know, reasons. You know what I mean?
Quotation marks the reason.
Reasons. um, but I think he would definitely be really good on New Japan programming. The problem being, the one problem I see it being is he's probably going to have a high price point, and I don't see New Japan dishing out that kind of money for a commentator. Um, like you said, it doesn't seem like AEW would want him because they have Excalibur and Tony Schiavone, and I mean the third man just goes from Taz to Nigel to JR to like they literally they have too many announcers if I'm being honest. So
Oh, really? I mean, yeah, they do. They got like gang of motherfuckers.
yeah, so it wouldn't necessarily work if they. I mean, I feel like he would just be wasted, and I don't think he would want to play second fiddle to Excalibur either. So there's that as well.
I
Um,
mean, who would want to?
well, I mean, Tony Schiavone's just living his best life, collecting a check every week. So there's
Oh yeah,
that.
Tony's like, shit.
All he
Tony's
else,
like, she.
all Tony says is that's a good
Yes.
point, Excalibur, and then they pay him $1 million. He goes home and he comes back in a week.
But he's Tony like, just give me the check, bitch. Just cut the check. Just cut the check. Just cut it. So yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting. I think Corey. I mean, until otherwise, I don't see him being blackballed. So maybe he'll be on the Royal Rumble pre-show tonight. Yeah, right now.
Yeah, I highly doubt we're going to see him on any team WWE main roster for quite some time. So
Man, you got no faith in the man.
it's not that I have no faith in him. I just feel that he started a fire on a bridge that he can't necessarily put out. Um, Whether or not WWE forgives him down the line, is um, yet to be seen. But WWE has always had the mentality is you're going to eat shit and like the taste of it. So,
You really think they're gonna? I mean, would they do that to him?
oh, 100%. I mean, Triple H literally had that done to him. So, I mean, he knows the value of eating shit and learning to like the taste of it.
Oh gosh, you and yeah, he has.
So, I mean, literally the only guy that would take that mentality to heart is
Like
Triple
if
H.
anybody would have to eat shit, it's Triple H. But I don't think he would do it that way. Just because he went through it doesn't mean he's gonna let anyone else go through it.
Okay, now I feel like you're putting too much faith into Triple H. This is the wrestling business after all.
If that was the case, then he would have gave a lot of people a lot of shit. FTR,
I mean, we're literally talking of.
Edge.
But what do you mean? I mean, they're not there anymore.
That's my point. It ain't like he made him eat shit.
I mean, you're not. I mean, Edge is already established star.
Daniel Bryan.
I mean, he was
But
on
I'm just talking
any.
about like the eating shit aspect is what I'm trying. I'm just getting at it from the eating shit aspect.
Well, I mean, from the 2013 one of Daniel Bryan, they fed him a lot of shit. I mean, he was getting beat up
Oh, that
every
was
single week.
Vince was giving him that shit. Come on, man. That was Vince giving him shit. That wasn't Triple H giving him shit.
I
Triple
mean,
H just was the villain in the part of he was in the villain role giving him that shit.
since Triple H has taken over, it doesn't seem like anybody has given him a reason to feed them shit.
Dude, that's my. I mean, if if he was gonna be that petty, Cody coming back would have been eating a lot of shit.
Well, the thing that saved Cody in that regard was that he was already on track. Vince McMahon already put him on track. So, and the people kept him on that track all the way to WrestleMania. So, and
Well, the people just didn't let him get off the track.
right.
But that's different. But he easily could have gave him shit all the way uh while staying on track. He could have gave him shit.
He could have, but in the words of Triple H, it wasn't best for business. And I mean, okay, so Triple H, the reason Triple H got in trouble that caused him to eat shit was the Corden call. It was not something. Shawn Michaels was the champion, couldn't touch him. Hall and Nash left.
You could have touched him.
Huh?
You could have touched him. Vince could have touched him. He touched Warrior for crying out loud.
But, Triple H was the one that got punished for the Corden call. But there's nobody currently that has spoken out of line since Triple H has made has been um um the head of WWE. So this is kind of our first look at when somebody is out of line, how they react. You know what I mean?
I I get it. I still am like, I mean, I don't think Triple H is that petty. To me,
Okay. Well,
just saying, I don't think he would be that kind of petty.
well, speaking of not out of line but in line is the country of France. They're getting another PLE in August. Um, I believe it's Bass in Paris or the Brawl in Paris or some shit like that. It's gonna be Paris,
Clash
France.
at the no, it's Clash at something. I got the email. It's Clash of the fuck is it called? Clash uh, in Paris. There it is.
Clash in Paris. Alright.
Clash in Paris.
Doesn't necessarily roll off the tongue, but okay. Yeah. So this has to be because the other French PLE was arguably one of the best crowds they've ever had.
Oh, Backlash.
Yeah, Backlash. There you go. So it makes sense, and the response was so good. It makes sense that they would go back. So I'm
Oh yeah,
definitely
they spinning the block. They spinning the block.
I'm definitely gonna mark that one on the calendar because that whatever the the quality of the show is, the crowd is going to make it A plus.
Yeah, that is definitely gonna be on the the good old Google Calendar, if you will. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look out for it because you know that crowd's gonna be legit.
Definitely. And I feel like they should have maybe gone back to Puerto Rico as well, but that's just my opinion. I mean, maybe they're waiting for Bad Bunny to be available again, but I kind of feel like even if Bad Bunny wasn't there, they could have really rocked. They would have rocked another paid preview there.
Nah, Bad Bunny. Yeah, the only reason I think they wouldn't go back because you cannot get no bigger than that. Jesus Christ walked out in Bad Bunny, and that was just it's different than France because France was just hype off rip.
Right.
Puerto Rico, you ain't getting bigger than that. You get that was the coup de grace for them.
So basically, they're waiting
And
for
I think
Bad
that
Bunny to be available again.
yeah, basically you're basically waiting on Bad Bunny to come on back
Alright.
essentially.
Obviously, Germany didn't make that big of an impression on WWE, and we haven't heard anything about them. But who knows? Maybe we'll see some other countries pop up when it comes to the next couple of PLEs around the world, or what's in the what's coming up.
I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see what's gonna happen because now, I mean, WWE was already starting to globalize it with their PLEs, but I think the merger with UFC helped is giving them the permission to do it on a bigger scale because the UFC is everywhere. They do shows where you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like that permission to do so, and it's gonna be very very interesting to see how it all comes to fruition.
Well, the last couple of weeks, they have WWE has been doing a transfer cycle for a transfer window where you can move to Raw, SmackDown, and we have been seeing people on Raw appear on SmackDown and vice versa. I believe it's all said and done now. Bailey is on Raw. I believe Nia Jax is as well. Zelina Vega and Damian Priest are on SmackDown now, and Austin Theory and Grayson Waller are on Raw as well. Um, Kind of low key surprised to see Damian Priest on SmackDown right now. Considering he seemed in a major rivalry with Gunther, Judgment Day. I feel like there was maybe um, there was more things for him to do there. Especially being in the world title picture. Um, Damien, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, yet to be seen if they can do something on the opposite brand. But what are your thoughts on the some of these transfers, Kaliko?
Well, Bailey needed the transfer, so that was a given. The Nia one confused me because of the Tiffy time. She had some unfinished business with Stratton, which I would have liked to seen resolved. But I get why they did it because they kind of want Tiffy to stand out on her own. Because after she beat Bailey, Bailey had nowhere to go. which made me realize why didn't they just go back with Nia? So that's telling me they have a person in mind to either A, win the Royal Rumble or win the Elimination Chamber to challenge her.
I agree.
Damian Priest, had he not beat Finn Balor in the street fight, I could see your point. But once he beat Finn Balor in the street fight, it made no sense for him to stay and fight for Judgment Day. And the reason why he wouldn't go after Gunther is because of the fact that he lost the belt, he got his rematch, whether it was, and he lost the rematch. So he's kind of, and it makes sense for him to go to SmackDown in the sense that he could kind of be a top tier / mid card challenger, if you will. And as I'm going to get into when we get to the Rumble, there is a lot of webs being deceived, and it all revolves around Gunther and Cody in more ways than one.
Right.
But to me, the person who at the center of all of this is the person that people probably don't think is at the center of all of this.
Well, what about Selena Vega? It kind of seems like moving to SmackDown will actually do her wonders, considering she was under the thumb of the LWO for so long.
I mean, Zelina just needs to break a break from it. And the only reason I think they would pull that move is if Alistair's coming back.
So you think that they were? I mean, I feel like they're maybe in.
They wouldn't.
They're too early in the stages of that, but they would put them on SmackDown.
No, I'm not saying them working together. I'm saying them traveling together.
Right. I know what you mean. But that would mean that they would put Alistair on SmackDown, right?
Yeah, which would make sense.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, isn't it maybe too soon to pull that trigger, unless something is already in the works, right?
I think he would be a comeback the night after.
So the Monday after Raw, or the Monday after Mania.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean that's like 2 months away, so that would make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I think it will do her wonders to actually be a character rather than, a background character for the LWO. I mean, who knows the two guys that are behind Rey Mysterio now? Juan and Miguel?
I couldn't tell you.
Pepe and Jesus?
Who knows?
Yeah. So
it's
one of
the
them
guy with the Jayne, hat, and the other.
I mean, that's all you need to know.
That's all I could think of. Oh, he's got Jayne's hat on. Okay.
And with that, we shall conclude the news. Now, a quick word from our sponsors.
So, Rogue Energy, the only gaming drink company in the world with 4 unique product lines to suit your task at hand, whether it be juices, shakes, smoothies, and everything else in between. Their low-calorie, no-sugar energy formula is the perfect alternative to sugar-filled canned energy drinks and sodas. Their extreme formula provides the most energy, focus, and sports performance possible. Their hydration line offers focus, ingredients without the added caffeine. Drink it anytime you're thirsty. And their shake formula is so delicious Who doesn't love a cookies and cream, 0-calorie energy milkshake? First and foremost, they've designed every Rogue product line with performance and effectiveness in mind. It is critical that you look at the nutrition panels of drinks when comparing options. There are countless off-brands out there that are presenting low-quality, poorly dosed formulas that amount to expensive caffeine water. Every formula they produce is designed with optimal levels of high-quality ingredients. Additionally, you won't find a powdered gaming drink brand that dissolves better. No need to have chalky textures in your drink. Their taste profiles are unmatched, specifically designed for gamers, athletes, students, entrepreneurs, people with hectic schedules, individuals with low energy, podcasters who can't shut up, people who are health conscious, and so much more. Great as both a pre-workout and as a coffee energy drink replacement. Specifically designed every Rogue product line to be the best gaming drink on the planet. Rogue Energy, more focus, more wins.
Use promo code WRESTLINGWITHE for 10% off your next purchase. And we are wrestling with WWE Royal Rumble. Apologize this is coming out so late. I mean, it's literally coming. The Royal Rumble is in a couple of hours. Did not realize last week that it was a week away. That's on me. But we are still definitely doing
I don't know. We were so happy with Joe Hendricks. That's why we were too busy believing in Joe Hendricks. That's why.
And that's true. But yeah, we're here. It's happening. We're on the road to WrestleMania. Royal Rumble takes place in Indianapolis, Indiana, at the George Lucas Oil Arena.
Frank Lucas.
It's a Lucas. Some type of Lucas.
That's a Lucas.
4 matches announced. 4 matches, going to be on this card. I don't believe anything was added, last night on SmackDown, so, let's get into it. We have 2 out of 3 falls match for the WWE Tag Team Championships. DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tomato Ciampa versus Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. Who wins, Kaliko?
This one is very. I'm torn. And I'll tell you why I'm torn. Because the last time I seen Ciampa and Gargano defend a title in the Midwest city, somebody got killer comboed into heaven. So Johnny Gargano's record when it comes to fighting close or near his hometown, because Indianapolis is not too far from Cleveland, I don't trust it. Don't trust it. With that being said, it kind of seems like DIY is trying to find their stride as heels or just getting into it. Because the one thing I like that they're doing as champions is instigating all the other tag teams. So, with that being said, I'm going to go with DIY.
I totally understand. I definitely get where you're coming from. And I just wonder if the NXT PLE course follows Johnny Gargano onto the main roster. I mean, anybody knows Johnny Gargano did not have the best, takeover record.
Of Lux.
Yeah.
Best of Lux, yeah.
So, that's the only reason I would question whether or not, they would win or not. I mean, this is literally Johnny Gargano's first WWE PLE. And the Machine Guns as well. But I feel like they won't have put the titles on them if they didn't want them to have maybe a little bit longer run. I do feel like this
Yeah,
match.
because keep in mind they had the belt, and sorry to interrupt, they did have the belt last year, and it was only like a handful of days,
Right.
handful of weeks. Just to add your context, you may
Right.
continue with your.
So, like, I don't feel like they want to pull the titles off of them right now. But, I do kind of feel like this match is just kind of on this show because we need some breather between the men's and women's Royal Rumble. Um, no offense to these guys, but that's just kind of my opinion on the matter. Um,
With that being said, who wins?
do I want to give DIY the benefit of the doubt? That's the question.
Oh my God, that is the ultimate question.
I will say yes. I will say DIY retains. Alright, we got a ladder match for the undisputed WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. Who wins, Kaliko?
This, when the match was first made, it screamed Cody Rhodes, right?
Correct.
I think we could agree on that.
Yes.
As it got closer, it's kind of got you like,
Yes.
it kind of got you like, and you know why it has me like, and honestly, I said this, I was talking with some other people earlier about it. And I said, this guy is the centerpiece of the domino of how everything is going to fold. And
Kevin
that guy
Owens.
is Sami Zayn.
Oh,
Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn, okay.
He is the center domino. And the reason I say he's the center domino, because he's involved in everybody's shit. He is literally 6 degrees from everybody. Because keep in mind, he's going into the Royal Rumble, so therefore he's either going to help Roman or hurt Roman. He's Kevin Owens' friends. He's either going to help Roman or hurt Roman. I mean, help Kevin or hurt Kevin, or help Cody and hurt Cody. He's he's him and Punk got beef. Him and Gunther got beef.
Seth.
Literally, Seth Rollins. Yep, him and Seth. Him and Drew. This dude is him and Jay. Him and Jimmy. Him and Solo. It just, to me, he's the center domino. And how he moves, and that's the problem with it is, I don't know how the fuck he gonna move. Because he literally could help Kevin Owen win the title. Kevin Owen helps him win the Rumble, and they get that. Or he could literally help Cody win the title, help Roman win the Rumble. It's too much. It's too much. And in my mind, it had me the Punk promo threw a wrench in it. Because if you had me guess, it would have said, I could have easily saw Kevin winning this with the help of Sami. Punk coming into the mix, I don't know, because we don't know. That's the other thing. Punk's favor. What is Punk's favor? Because there's a thing where Punk could have used his thing as used the favor with Heyman to get him in the triple threat ladder match.
Ooh.
You didn't even think of that part. He easily could insert, or he could use Roman wins the Rumble. He could use himself, Heyman's favor, to insert himself as the triple threat.
That would
Hey,
be, yeah.
so it, I, it's Cody, but I'm talking. It's a coin flip. It's Cody on a coin flip at this point
I would have, like,
because that promo he cut on Cody was literally that was real life.
yeah.
So Cody with a coin flip. That's I flipped the coin. It landed on Cody as tails.
Like you said, when the match was announced, it didn't really seem like, there was any two ways about it. It was going to be Cody. You know, but the last couple of weeks, just the way that Kevin Owens has been flustering Cody Rhodes, gaslighting everybody, and
Yes.
just mind fucking, the whole, roster that he's not gaslighting. No two ways about it. It's been the Kevin Owens show. And he is, playing the game the way he wants to play it. And it seems like everybody is letting him, or they don't know how to play the game. And, watching, Saturday night's main event the other week, and the way that they just completely crapped on Kevin Owens. Cody taking the hit, Shawn Michaels giving him the super kick. It made me kind of be like, you don't do that to somebody that, is going to lose a lotto match in a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, you
So,
do because
so
he had it coming with the whole Kevin's. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Kevin's promo on Saturday Night Live main event was fucking like these promos have been fucking fire.
yeah. And, I mean, we'll get into the men's Royal Rumble, but Cody Rhodes is, if he was like a statue, there would be chunks missing out of him at this point because Kevin Owens has just chipped away at him, and he's making us see a side of Cody Rhodes that we never necessarily saw before. A,
True.
a part of me is saying Kevin Owens, even though I do know that it is Cody Rhodes. But it wouldn't surprise me if Kevin Owens won, and it would probably get a massive pop out of me. But I don't think that they're ready to take the title off of Cody. So, um, really interesting match. I think a lot is going to happen in this match. It is going to be a telltale of the next couple of months. But I do think that Cody Rhodes is going to win. All right, we're agreed on Cody Rhodes. So that brings us to one of the main events, one of the last matches, one of the things everybody wants to know, and that's the Dirty Women Royal Rumble match, to win an opportunity to challenge at WrestleMania, the main event of WrestleMania 41. As of now, 14 out of 30 entrants have been announced. The current people announced are Nia Jax, Bayley, Charlotte Flair, Naomi, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, Raquel Gonzalez, Lara Valkyria, Ivy Nile, Io Sky, Chelsea Green, Zelina Vega, Candice LeRae, and Piper Niven. So 14 out of 30, that leaves 16 to be announced. Which kind of seems um right for the
Hmm.
women's Royal Rumble. I mean, you draw. Let's say they draw 3 NXT girls. Um, Obviously Jordan Grace is going to be in there, and a couple of surprises. So, one of them I think being Becky Lynch, but I could be wrong about that. Um, who wins, Kaliko?
Man, I'm just letting you know right now. I was you know me. Every year with a Royal Rumble, I'm always using a theme,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
Usually there's a common theme with these years. And like last year was redemption with Cody and Rhea. Was
Bailey and
the
Cody.
year? Oh no, last year, no, Bailey with
Cody.
Bailey and Cody. And then this year, or the year prior, it was Cody and Rhea, and that I thought was changing of the guard, and it happened in one instance, it just didn't happen in the other. Um, but this year, man, I this year theme is what the fuck? I couldn't even tell you, dude, because the dominoes, it's the dominoes that may fall. Um, in my mind, this screams Charlotte
Agreed.
because it's one way to get her in because she has a score to settle. She could do a trilogy with Rhea, or she could try the newcomer in Tiffy. I could see Becky being surprise entrant, winning, going after Rhea, and she kind of has a little history with Tiffy.
Yeah. Loki.
Those two come out of my mind. I could see Asuka coming back and winning and going after Rhea. Because keep in mind, Asuka's winless at Mania,
Yeah.
and uh, I don't see Belair winning.
No.
Don't see. I don't see Naomi winning.
You know what? Bianca. I can see her being maybe in the top four, and Jade Cargill returning
Cargill.
and eliminating her
Yep.
or costing
Yep.
her.
Yep.
I mean, that's definitely the route we're going with Bianca right now. Is she needs to beef with Jade?
It's gonna happen. So we usually use a three. Um, we usually pick three if I remembered right.
Yes.
It's hard to pick three. I mean, I can pick, forced to pick three. I'm gonna go Charlotte, Becky, it won't be Bailey.
Well, why not Bailey?
Huh?
Why not Bailey?
Uh, because I don't see the incentive for her winning 2 years in a row.
Well,
Um,
I mean, they've been teasing, Bailey versus Bria, and who else can say that they beat Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch at WrestleMania? I mean, she's literally the last of the four horsewomen that are in WWE that she can main event WrestleMania with.
I just don't see. I'm gonna go. To me, the wild card dark horse is Asuka if she's fit to return. I honestly, the only reason I say, I'm thinking they might be. I think she might not.
Right.
I don't think she's ready yet, but I could see her as a surprise. But I don't see Bailey winning because it seemed like Io and Bailey having a meet up sounds like that they're going to have, you know,
Beef again.
yeah, or they're going back down memory lane a little bit longer. Especially with um Dakota Kai being out.
Dakota got injured again.
I think she got hurt.
Poor Dakota.
So to me, honestly, I don't see a third. I think if Asuka's not coming back, it's either Bailey or Becky or Charlotte. One of them two.
Why not Liv Morgan? I mean, Liv Morgan has literally been in. She's been the last to be eliminated 2 years in a row. So I mean, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Could she be the
I,
bride this year? I mean, she literally
I,
lost the title, a little over less than a month ago.
the only reason I think they wouldn't do that because I think either they're going to put Raquel and the titles on Raquel and Liv, the tag titles,
I feel like that would
because
kill them.
I could easily see Jade fucking up the tag title match, thus causing the beef.
Right.
And you would need a tag team to lose too, and it would be them too.
I mean, could
Um,
she go into WrestleMania as half of the tag team champions?
who Bianca?
No, Liv.
Oh, yeah, I could see her going into WrestleMania as one half of the tag team champion.
Right.
I would. So I think that would be her. And the reason I say that is because they didn't give her that. I mean, she lost the title to Rhea. They didn't give her a rematch.
True.
They brushed it right past her ass. So to me, that just yeah. So with that being said, I think Becky or Charlotte or bust. It's one of them two. Becky, Charlotte third is unknown because I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't tell you.
So, my first pick, who I think is going to win the Rumble, is Charlotte Flair. I think Charlotte is coming back. She didn't go all the way to Indianapolis, Minnesota, or Indianapolis, Indiana, or one of those two. to
Indianapolis, Indiana.
Yes. She didn't go there just to lose a Royal Rumble. So, um, I feel it makes sense for her to win as well because, like you said, all of Tiffany's, um, potential matches got switched to Raw. So it would make sense, why wouldn't you want to have Tiffany tested by, one of the all-time greats? It would help her to be in the ring with Charlotte Flair. I don't think we've seen Charlotte versus Tiffy before, so we've seen Tiffy versus Becky, but we haven't seen Tiffy Flair. I think the low key they could have a great banger of a match as well. So there's that too. Um, Second would have to be Bailey. Run it back from last year, and but this time have her challenge Rhea. Um, Rhea versus Bailey. It's something we've never seen. It's an attraction for sure. I mean, Bailey is definitely a big name, and it's the only, like I said, it's the only horsewoman um that Rhea hasn't wrestled or defeated, other than Sasha, who's is not coming back anytime soon. So you put that you give her that accolade to have beaten all three of the four horsewomen currently present. Uh, the third, I mean, Liv Morgan would. I don't think that they would want to run it back between Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. We just got out of that rivalry. And do we really want to see Liv Morgan versus Tiffany Stratton? I don't necessarily see that working, if I'm being honest. So if I had to pick a dark horse, I would go with Asuka. I mean, you would have to, you could put her against Tiffy, you could put her against Rhea. I think it would be great to see Asuka versus Rhea at Mania, considering
Again.
Yeah, considering that she beat her, a couple years ago for a championship. So Asuka returning the favor, that would maybe make sense from a storyline perspective. And you have that dark cloud on top of Asuka that she's never won at WrestleMania as well. So, it adds to the drama. And I mean, if
True.
not now, when are they going to pull the trigger on Asuka? You know what I mean?
That's what's getting me with Asuka. I mean, Asuka could come back and win this and easily go to Rhea to avenge it, and there's a story there. My thing is that either if I had to think this through, Charlotte and Becky are going to be fighting at Mania for a title. Whether it's Becky winning the Chamber and going to Tiffy, or Charlotte winning, one of those two are flipping it. It screams that to me.
Well, I mean, keep in mind that there are new titles available in Chelsea Green and Lara Valkyria. And I mean, if you want to get technical, Julia is the NXT champion as well. So.
But I don't see them. The last time that happened was when Charlotte won and challenged
Rhea.
Do you see him? I don't see that happening again. I see. See, that's the thing too, because them coming back to go for a mid-card title, nah.
I mean, not winning the Royal Rumble per se, but still having a championship match at Mania.
But I don't see them having. Me personally, I don't see that. I just no, they're going after the big titles. You don't put your two biggest names on mid card titles.
All right. Well, you are Charlotte, Becky, and no
Os- well, I said Asuka if she comes back.
okay.
So we both are literally on the same,
Yeah. I think
which is weird.
we're both
That's the
on
first time.
we're both agreeing on Charlotte, but you're saying Becky, I'm saying Bailey, but we're both on the fence with Asuka.
Yes.
Alright. We shall see. That brings us to the last match, or depending on how they do it, maybe the first match, maybe the last match, maybe it's in the middle.
It's the last match.
30-man Royal Rumble match for the world, for the main event of WrestleMania 41. As of this recording, 18 out of the 30 entrants have been announced. We have LA Knight, John Cena, CM Punk, Jey Uso, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Rey Mysterio, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, Logan Paul, Penta, Chad Gable, Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, Damian Priest, Santos Escobar, and Jacob Fatu. I mean, just those names alone. I mean, this is a fucking stacked
card. No shit. That's ending the night.
I mean,
goddamn.
It's crazy to think that there's going to be a match with Shinsuke Nakamura and Penta El Zero Miedo in the same breath. Like I said, there's 18 out of 30 announced, so I mean, there's a little less wiggle room. But still, enough to have, one or two NXT surprises, a couple of legends, and possibly The Rock. I don't think The Rock is gonna make it.
The Rock is no, ain't gonna make it because that the name list alone is fucking no. You don't need them.
Yeah.
You don't need a Rock. You don't need a Brock. You don't need a. Yeah, no.
For sure. So, who wins?
Hey, bro, I could throw a rock and hit anybody and give them a reason to win.
You're not wrong.
Especially considering this is the first time Roman Reigns has been in a Royal Rumble in 5 years.
Very true.
So the odds would tell you it's Roman, right?
Yes.
However, CM Punk.
Correct.
However, Seth Rollins.
Quite possibly.
However, Drew McIntyre. However, Sammy, it's gonna be rough. I don't know. I really don't know. If I had to pick a favorite, I mean John Cena. Jesus Christ, I didn't even mention John Cena. Oh my God. So, no particular order. I'm using John Cena as the sentimental because the way that the crowd popped when he said one last run. The only reason I think he's not gonna win it is because he's gonna be at the Elimination Chamber. No sense of you winning the Rumble if you're gonna be in the Elimination Chamber.
Right.
CM Punk. I think he won't win because I think he's going to lose it and use his favor. Because CM Punk rolled his ass out on SmackDown last night. So I think he's going to cash in a favor. Which leads me to Roman Reigns. And this is the problem. Well, I wouldn't say this is the problem, but this is the best thing about this Rumble because everybody is touching everybody.
Right.
So it's like, well, shit, I can see them winning because of this and this and this, right? I think this might be the first time I go blank in the Women's Royal Rumble. It's fucking hard. It is hard. I'm trying to think. Fuck it. Roman, Punk. And then the last one, I'm flipping between.
Who are you flipping between?
Oh my God, I'm flipping between either Cena, Rollins, or Zayn.
That's a lot of flip flopping.
It is.
You need a minute and to decide.
Pick your yes. You go ahead because it is gonna be. I'm sitting here like my brain. I feel a vein popping out of my head. Like
by the time I'm done, you're gonna have 3 completely different answers.
Answers, no shit. It's crazy.
I mean, very much like you, I have no fucking idea who's going to win this Royal Rumble. It didn't necessarily, like, even, thinking about doing this preview, I was like, okay, like, who am I going to pick? Usually you have maybe a good sense around November, December, but, like, there was no indication with what route they were going. There was maybe some, light rumors, John Cena, light rumors, The Rock, but I feel like The Rock has been squashed, just with, his recent appearances being, so lackluster. And I want to give WWE the benefit of the doubt and say that they wouldn't give the Royal Rumble win to John Cena, because I don't know about you, but I don't see anybody going after Gunther. I feel like whoever is winning the Royal Rumble is 100% going after Cody. And that's if you're Raw, SmackDown, NXT, or anything in between. I feel like, John Cena versus Cody is automatically turning Cody heel. Because sentimentally, people will want John Cena to have that 17th run. And you don't want the crowd to turn on your biggest babyface that's actually going to be here in 2026. That being said, like I said, I had no idea who I wanted to win this match. Very much up until, Monday, when CM Punk came out and literally told Cody that I'm going to stab you in the front. and I'm taking that burden away from you of being world champion. I mean, that really popped me, considering how distraught Cody is right now. Like I said, Cody is, if Cody was a statue, there would be big chunks missing from him from all of the chipping away Kevin Owens has done to him. And I
I
don't,
mean, just the chipping away in general,
right,
because he's been involved in everybody's business, so it makes sense.
Cody is slowly crumbling. And I can't imagine, that wouldn't be great shit to have Cody versus, Punk. And, low key pettiness. What a big slap to the face to AEW. One of your presidents and your biggest star. Well, yeah, they're main eventing our biggest fucking show. Fuck you. I'm sure
Talk about it. Yeah.
I'm sure that
Yeah,
didn't come into account, but I'm sure that it's a nice little added bonus as well.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. That is literally a slap to Nick Khan.
Tony,
Oh yeah, the two dudes you couldn't treat right, or the two dudes you had on this roster, and not even the two dudes, the two biggest stars you had on your roster are no longer are possibly main eventing WrestleMania. And AEW fans, y'all booed these people out the building. So let's just
yes, remember that.
make that distinctively clear.
I mean,
So before you say, nope, y'all booed them out the building.
I mean, look at AEW's crowds right now and look at WWE's crowds. So, it kind of tells you.
Look at them ticket prices, shit.
Yeah. So my first pick to win the Royal Rumble is CM fucking Punk. You don't have that promo on Raw, the way that you looked into Cody's eyes, what you said to Cody, if you didn't have a snowball's chance in hell. I think he has the best opportunity to win this match. And low-key, he could have won last year. But, he was obviously injured. I don't want to say CM Punk is owed a main event of WrestleMania, but he's certainly deserving of doing it at least once. And I don't think it gets bigger than what it would be with Cody Rhodes at 41. My second pick would be Roman Reigns. It would not surprise me if they ran it back. Cody, Roman, 2. Well, 3 at this point. But also, like you said, the favor of CM Punk has, make it a triple threat. It definitely adds drama. It definitely makes things more interesting. I want to say Roman Reigns would be a really good, way to get him back into the main event. But then there was one anomaly. One name that keeps coming up, and one name that keeps, poking me in the head, and that's Drew McIntyre. What does Drew McIntyre do if Roman Reigns is not in the picture? Because it does seem like we're leading to Drew McIntyre, Roman Reigns again. And, I mean, there's no bigger stage to do it on than WrestleMania. So I could really see Drew McIntyre drawing Roman Reigns out of the Royal Rumble. And keep in mind, this will be the first time Roman and Drew have been in the same ring since Clash of the Castle. I mean, like, what, 3 years at this point?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah, so I mean, it would make perfect sense for them to feud, and I don't think you need a title for that. But again, he's Roman Reigns, and he's gonna wanna be in the main event because he's Roman Reigns. So it wouldn't surprise me if they put Drew on the back burner or kind of cause some, um, kind of put Drew on, the sidetrack until Roman gets to Mania and then have whatever they're going to do afterwards. But I do feel we're going to get Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. So first pick CM Punk, second pick Roman Reigns. and that's and that's kind of where I kind of freeze. I kind of feel like, you come in, you think that you have three names, you could come up with two at least.
Two, and then the third
Yeah.
one, you're like Rolodex in that bitch. I swear to God, it's like
I don't see Jey Uso winning. I definitely don't see Jey
Uso ain't winning. Yeah, sorry, Us, you ain't winning.
Rey Mysterio ain't winning. Sami Zayn's not winning.
But he will play a factor.
He will definitely play a factor.
And that's why I'm like, it's knowing that Mickey's playing a factor. The question is, who is he playing a factor for?
Shinsuke Nakamura is not winning. Logan Paul isn't winning. Penta ain't winning. Low-key would be it would be a good story antidote if Chad Gable won and challenged Gunther and, tell the story that he wasn't able to tell at 41, for a bigger title. I like that idea. I don't think it's actually going to happen, though.
Hell no.
Braun Breaker, no. Carmelo Hayes, no. Damian, if you would have told me like 3 months ago, could you see Damian Priest winning the Royal Rumble, I would have said hell yeah. I could definitely see Damian Priest. But now that he's back, now that they put him on SmackDown, I'm feeling it's less likely that he's going to win the Royal Rumble. I don't think we're going to see Damian Priest versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. I could have made an argument we could have seen Gunther versus Damian Priest. But why would they put him on SmackDown just for him to go back to Raw? It doesn't make sense. Santos Escobar, get the fuck out of here.
Damn.
Jacob Fatu. He's eliminating the most people out of this match. He's the Diesel spot this year.
The Kane spot.
The Kane spot, yeah. But he's definitely not winning, at least not right now. I mean, it hurts my heart to say it, but out of the 18 already announced, John Cena might be number 3 when it comes to the possible winners. I want to say I would have went with Drew McIntyre because there's history between him and Cody, so it could have made. They could have definitely told that story very well, but actually winning matches is not necessarily Drew McIntyre's style, unfortunately.
Oh God.
Yeah. I could have made a case. I could definitely made a case that Drew McIntyre wins the Royal Rumble, and I would like him to win the Royal Rumble. You know what? Fuck it. Drew McIntyre's my dark horse.
You pulled the trigger. Oh man.
Pulled the trigger. CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre.
Motherfucker. Uh, I didn't even think of Drew. Oh gosh, so we're both agreeing on CM Punk and Roman Reigns. Uh,
Have we been this cohesive in a Royal Rumble preview before?
I mean, no, because you said Cody would win, and I didn't think he would win. I put him as a distant third.
That's right.
Um,
I feel like
our
we've shared like at least one per Rumble, but never almost the whole board.
Yes, because to me, fuck it, I'm gonna put Seth. Seth got some say. Seth's gonna have a say.
Okay, so Seth challenges Cody for Mania.
Seth has challenged Cody and Gunther. Because Seth owes Cody from 34? No, not
38.
34. 38.
38. Yeah.
And he owes and him and Gunther. So yeah, fuck it. Seth. Final answer.
All right. We are locked in.
After popping a fucking vein over here.
Let's later.
But those three are gonna intertwine. Those three will intertwine. I think Punk, Rollins, and Roman will touch each other in the Rumble.
There's definitely a lot of intertwining. If Roman, McIntyre, or Rollins wins, it will be their second time winning the Royal Rumble. If CM Punk wins, it will be his first time winning the Royal Rumble.
And that's the only thing he hasn't done.
Yes. So, I mean, I feel like WWE doesn't repeat Royal Rumble winners often, especially considering Cody Rhodes
They just
went
did it.
back to back last year,
Yeah.
and we're expecting Charlotte to double this year.
But
So,
it's not a back to back. It's a for her. It's not a back to back because Charlotte won it in
2020.
2020.
I mean, it's not
So
back to
it
back, but
could,
she's winning her second one.
yeah.
So, I mean, with all of that, it kind of feels like all roads lead to CM Punk, if I'm being honest.
It feels like that, right? But I also could see Roman winning it, Punk throwing himself in. I could see Punk winning or losing the Royal Rumble, losing the Elimination Chamber, choosing the favor to insert himself in the main event.
Alright. Well, we shall definitely see.
This is probably the most interesting Royal Rumble. I think this is I've never looked forward to a Royal Rumble more than this one.
I mean, yeah. The men's last year wasn't necessarily the best it could have been. The women's was arguably the best it's ever been.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's always a mixed bag. But considering, the amount of names I just said for the men's, how can it be bad with all those names in there?
It can't.
I mean, it definitely
It
can,
won't.
but I digress.
It can't. Unless it's just a series of debauchery going on.
Alright, well, that'll conclude our coverage of the Royal Rumble in this episode as a whole. Thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, both on YouTube and Castbox. This was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us next Saturday as we do a review of the Royal Rumble, and all of our picks were shot to shit, and somebody out of the blue just won out of nowhere.
Yeah, like fucking Carmelo Hayes wins up.
Fucking Carmelo Hayes.
Like fucking Hayes.
Fucking what is his name? Oba Fleming comes in and runs the gauntlet, wins the whole fucking
No
thing.
shit. No shit. Just
Where did you come
oh
from?
god, Trick Williams wins.
Get the fuck out of here.
Fucking
Lexus,
Lord.
what is his name?
Lexus King.
Lexus King wins the Royal Rumble.
No, Charlie Dempsey wins.
Oh god, no. If
Fucking Praxium.
If Charlie Dempsey is winning the
Royal.
Royal Rumble, the men's Royal Rumble, Dia Hale is winning the women's.
Oh gosh. No, the Meta Girls.
Oh god, no.
The Meta Girls win the Royal Rumble. Pretty Deadly wins Royal Rumble.
Both of them. They don't want the title.
Gosh.
They don't want the title. They just want their musical produced.
Yep, Kit and Kat wins the Royal Rumble.
Join us Tuesday and Wednesday as we interview DTV and Morgan Morrissey. And follow the show at Wrestling with E, both on X, Thread, and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesJ993. Where can we find Kaliko?
You can find me trying to take a gang of fucking aspirin at I Am Kaliko because this is really making your head. It's just like, Jesus.
For Kaliko Yachts and Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.
Tony D'Angelo is winning the Royal Rumble.
Oh, fuck no.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.